31st of May, one of the most highly anticipated fights of the night itself. The returning prodigal son looking to put a boxing clinic against the seasoned veteran looking for that big knockout. Clarts, John Doody, welcome to The Gloves Are Off. Gents, this fight is going to be something. When I saw this fight get made, I said it to both of you, the spider senses, everything was just tingling. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be one heck of a fight.
It'll be good.
I'm going to come to you first, Clarts. I called you the returning prodigal son, return of the Mac. It's been 5 years since you last fought. Why now? Why now? Why now? Why specifically now?
I feel like the hunger's back. You know, when I'm in the gym, the fire's there, the desire. You know, I want to fight. I want to be in there. And, you know, I missed it. Sparring, top guys. When you see fighters around you who you train with that are at that top level, it just brings it out of you that, you know, you want to compete, you want to be there, and, you know, you look up to these guys and you want to be at that level.
And has boxing always been a thing for you, you know, growing up in your upbringing?
Been fighting since a kid, you know, started boxing. First time I ever went into a gym, I was 14 years old, and the rest has been history, innit?
John, I called you the seasoned veteran looking for the knockout. You spoke with me off air, talking about, obviously, your journey. Let's hear about that journey a little bit more into boxing.
Started the first fight when I was 17, unlicensed. Had about 100 and then I had a break. I come back and then I went off the rails a bit, then started just doing like stupid journeyman fights. So I was making an embarrassment to myself, to be fair. But so I went into bare knuckle, had a good couple of years at that. And then I've had a couple of years off, come back last year as he fought Iwu. And nothing since then really, just looking forward to this. Fit and ready.
Yeah. 100%, man.
100%.
It's going to be a good one. Let's talk about that fight. Because if you ladies and gents out there watching this didn't get a chance to see Precious versus John Doody, it was an absolute barn fest. I couldn't believe it. This man, unbelievable power. Sorry, Precious as well, but Precious is not here. But this man, unbelievable power, unbelievable chin. How did you find that fight in general, though?
Tiring, like, yeah. So my first one back, I really like, I thought I was fit enough, but like I wore like for quite fit. I enjoyed it. It was a good scrap. So yeah.
And did you think as though that was a fair result in terms of...
Yeah, it's a fair result, yeah, because I sat back. Really, they hurt me or getting nothing through, but of course sat on the ropes a bit there just to get him a breather, and he just kept whacking away. So that's probably why he got the win, because they really hit me nothing clear, but he was busier.
No, of course, that was one heck of a fight. I mean, did you manage to catch that fight?
I was ringside.
Right.
I was there, and yeah, man. I know John's a tough fighter, tough as they come. So was the last guy that I was supposed to fight, you know. But that's the mentality for this fight is a lot different than it was for Conor. Cartwright.
No, of course, but obviously since that fight, John's been quite active. Like, you fought Sparta recently.
Yeah, I fought Sparta. That's the only one fight I've had.
Yeah.
I had Sparta, but I had sickness and diarrhea. I had a few days leading up, and I lost a bit. I was bad, but I still went through it. They didn't get out or nothing, but I could have done a lot better that fight.
And of course, very honest assessment. But Clarts, you know, you're hearing John's sort of, you know, journey, his activity. Does that not concern you going into this fight, given your ring?
No, it doesn't. Like I said, I'll give him his props. He's a very tough fighter.
Respect.
You know what I'm saying? He's got heart. We've seen that. But when it comes to technical, when it comes to boxing, that's what I do. That's what I know. You know, there's no secret. You know, I've called out everyone. All these, you know, TikTok boxers, all of these guys. There's a reason why I'm the most avoided fighter in any platform. There's a reason. No one speaks on my name. And if they do, it's indirect. Do you know what I mean? It's an indirect. With John, you know, it's going to be tough because I've never been at this weight. This is a really heavy weight.
Yeah.
The advantages do not lie in my, you know, court. The ball is not in my court.
So
you tell me.
So weight.
The weight's 80, 82, 84.
Yeah, that's no problem. I'll strip down to 80, but I've got no problem. Put 2 on. I'll just I can eat some more
perfect.
food.
Look, listen, Raheem's here, and
no, wait, don't bother doing weight anyway.
When I got offered the fight with John, I said anyone, anywhere, anytime. A lot of guys claim they're fighters. Yeah, you're looking at it. Proof is in the pudding. Name me one guy that's in my position that would accept John Doody.
No,
Name me one guy on any platform.
I think you're well within your rights, because like I said, when that fight got announced, I was like, I was like, of Clarts, 5 years out the ring, and he's taking John Doody. That's a tough fight.
I've come here, I've left my family, you know, left my home. 6 weeks, I've given everything, yeah? And for me to sit here and try to rob the public on putting someone here that's not going to come to rip my head off, I'm not a fraud. You know what I mean? I wear my heart on my sleeve. You understand? I'm here to fight, and I put myself against the toughest opponent I can find because I believe in myself. No matter what anyone says, John's got some nice highlight reel knockouts. This man does not fuck about. When he hits people, they're out cold. They don't move. So it's not no fucking, oh, he's hit him and he probably got paid. No, you see John's knockouts, he can bang. I just feel like I've got the technical ability and I just don't feel like he'll have what it takes to land that punch on my chin. But on the night, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But genuinely, by no means am I taking this man lightly. You know, I'm taking it dead serious. I was offered to fly out to Jordan. I've done some recent charity work for Palestine. Went on a fundraiser, raised just under £5,000.
Brilliant.
And I was offered to go fly out to Jordan because that's where the refugees are and, you know, hand out food. And when Conor Cartwright pulled out, I said, yes, I'm going to fly out. When I got St. John, I said, I can't afford that.
No chance, yeah.
I can't afford that because I know my fitness needs to be on point and I need to be sharp. Because one shot,
100%.
One shot at that moment of me just looking away or not being focused or fatigue, and this man's all over me. So make no mistake, I'm taking this man very seriously.
No, we can tell, but obviously John, on reflection for Clarts, obviously he's been out 5 years.
Yeah.
Probably don't have a lot to sort of go off, but what have you heard of this man?
I've saw some footy, a very talented boxer. He's got some nice hands, he moves well. So I've just got to do what I do. I push forward, I take what I got to take on the gloves, and then. But I'm going to go in stupid because it's box made off, you know what I mean? I can box as well. Like I've had over 200 fights. I've trained to some good gyms, I've sparred some good opponents. So I'm going to take my time, I'm going to say that, but I was going to push forward but boxing first, so I can just prove I can box and then look for a good shot. I just going in there to knock it, but it will come, that's what I'm coming for.
No, we can definitely see that is part of your sort of appeal. And
definitely, I was going to work my way in and land it, and then that's it.
Whereas Clarts is more of your sort of boxer, pugilist type fight, so it's going to be a very, very good
It's going to be good styles, it's going to be a good style, because they make good fights.
Yeah, styles make fights in the end of the day.
That's it, they do, yes, 100%.
And this isn't a professional fight. The ring's not fucking 24 feet or something like that.
It makes a difference, though.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, I can't run. You know what I mean? So although, I can box, make no mistake, I'm going to be there and I'm going to be training.
There's going to be times when we get close, and there's times when there's going to be some exchanges either, and that's when I'm looking.
I'm not here to run. I'm not here to just here. Like I said, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I'm a fighting man. And John's the perfect opponent for me to go. And if I beat this man, what are they going to say next? What can they say next about me, about my character, about the fighter I am? And even if this man does beat me, I fucking took the shot no one else would even take.
No, I agree.
You understand?
Stock's risen. And likewise, if you beat Clarts, because of his social media presence, his following, your stock will rise.
Yeah, so I got no social, I haven't never been on social media.
But still, people will know.
Yeah.
This is John Doody.
Yeah.
The man who beat Clarts, who was very, very promising, etc. Coming back after a long time off, etc. But let's talk about obviously. This is your first fight after Sparta. Are you going to try and be a bit more active now going forward?
Oh yeah, I've been trying to get in better shape. I stopped training because I train all year round. I started no fights. I've had a few offers, but not for the right money. You know what I mean? So this is I'm looking forward to this.
No, of course, and obviously, Clark, I know you're not looking past this man because this is obviously a proper threat. Unlike other fighters, they will take a journeyman, for example, or an easier fight. But what sort of next steps for you would you say, without giving too much away?
I'll say this, yeah. I don't think there's a single guy that has a chance to knock me out. Yeah, John Doody's that guy. In this whole white collar scene, the only guy that has a chance is John Doody because of the weight, because of his experience. This ain't no bum.
I agree.
After this fight, there's been Saad. I called out the Aslam twins, and Chaudhry Aman. But I don't even want to look at that fight no more because he ain't on my level. This was supposed to be me and him. But he doesn't have the minerals to be a man. So I'm showing him how to be a man. You understand? There's a lot of promotions, trying to talk about, prove yourself, And then you look at their fighters and they're fighting fucking Uber drivers and, fucking, my man might have a, part-time job as a butcher or something. I'm here against someone, like you said, seasoned, veteran. You look at this man's highlights, knockouts. So again, they're not going to say nothing. And I'll be honest with you, Sani, they're avoiding me without a fucking fight. After John, regardless of the result, you really think they're going to fucking want to step in with me? Do you know what I mean?
It's a fair point, but I guess those names that you have, rattled off, if they are watching this, you got the minerals, you got the vitamins, who's the man, and he's sitting right here. But 31st of May is not long to go.
3 weeks, 2.5.
That's it. You know, final sort of preparations for that sort of camp.
Yeah.
I want to hear your prediction. What happens on fight night?
Oh, God.
I'm not saying you're mystic or anything.
Yeah, I want to fulfill, but like I says, I'm going to wet my way in, box until it comes, like, once you get to exchange, if we get to some exchange, I will land one. Because I just like a swinging slow, I've got precision as well, to get my words out. So I'm going to hit him on the shoulder and I go for the chin.
No, definitely. And Clarts, what happens come 31st of May?
I feel like, you know, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get the win. I know I've got the power. I know I've got the speed. I'm the smaller guy. So my job is, when I get into that ring, he needs to respect my power. Otherwise, he's going to be all over me. And the way camp's been going, you know, the people I'm training with, I'm really confident in my ability that, you know, John will respect my power. And I feel like it's going to surprise him, you know, because of the build, because of the smaller guy. But
I don't know it's on that, mate. Never judge a book by its cover, 100%.
Make no mistake, I can bang, you know, stand and bang, you name it. So I feel like I'm going to go in clever. I'm going to box John. You know, I'm not going to take no risks. It's been 5 years. I've got the ring rust as well. Another thing he's got an advantage over. He don't have no ring rust. I do. So, which is a real thing. The nerves are going to be there.
100%.
But what I will say is, since a kid, since the age of 15, at 57 kg, I used to box and spar with heavyweights, grown men. So that fear factor of being in there with someone that's bigger than me, that's non-existent.
Yeah.
That's negligible in my opinion. You know, as I said, look, John's a fighting man, I'm a fighting man. May the best man win. But I'm very confident I'm going to go in there and do the job. And there's no fear in my eyes. There's no fear at all. I'm confident I'm going to go in there. I'm going to display my skills. Because I've done a lot of talking. But unlike others, I will back it up against a tough man like John Doody.
Respect that.
100%. Of course, there's a lot of respect between you both.
Yeah,
We get a shake
100%.
of the hands.
Yeah,
man,
of course.
100%.
Again, yeah.
31st of May, gents, it's going to be an absolute...
Yeah, man, I'm coming for war. It's going to be a war, 100%.
It's going to be a war. You know, a few weeks ago, we were treated to Conor Benn, Eubank. Conor Benn was the younger, smaller fighter. Eubank obviously had the size on him. That was probably fight of the year.
Yeah, definitely. I
This
enjoyed that
has
one.
the makings, ladies and gents, for fight of the night. Clarts
100%.
versus John Doody. You don't want to miss this one.
Respect. Thank you.
31st of May, the makings for the fight of the cards. The returning prodigal son versus the seasoned veteran. Clarts, John Doody. You don't want to miss this one. Nice one, gents.